All right, today let's talk a little bit about adrenal fatigue, how to know when you could possibly have adrenal fatigue, and then what stage of adrenal fatigue you might be in. Now, this is just a common term for, more accurately, what's depicted as hypothalamus pituitary adrenal dysfunction. All that means is that there's a dysfunctional connection between your brain, your pituitary gland, and your adrenals. Okay, and so think of, first of all, your cortisol release is going to have this certain rhythm across the day, and this is good, right? It's very high in the morning, it gets us up, it gets us very alert, ready to take on the day. It's going to reach that peak around mid-morning and then slowly start tapering off through the afternoon and hit a low in the evening, and that's when melatonin's going to start coming up and you're going to get sleepy and go to bed. The process is going to repeat again the next day. So stage 1 adrenal fatigue is going to look something like this. You get to work, you're very, very energetic, you're very, very focused, kind of jittery, kind of that chicken with its head cut off feeling, very, very high energy, okay? And this might actually be seen as a good thing, right? We get lots done, we're very high achieving, a lot of stuff going on right now. Unfortunately, our adrenals are pumping out a lot of cortisol to keep up with this demand, with our high perceived stress, whether that's emotional, psychological. A lot of this is going to look like really demanding careers, really demanding, PhDs or finishing college. This is the time in our life when we are just hitting the ground running, achieving. Now, unfortunately, it only happens so long. Our adrenals start to get a little dysfunctional, right? This looks more like stage 2, where that diurnal rhythm that we saw, where it's high in the morning and low at night in terms of cortisol, it's actually flipped. So when you wake up, a little bit harder to wake up, a little bit harder to get motivated, but all is fine. Take some caffeine, we take some, diet pills, whatever, you're good to go. But when you get home, it seems like you hit that second wind again. It's really hard to simmer down, go to bed, relax, right? This might be where we're turning to wine or alcohol or even sleeping pills just to get our nervous system to calm down, right? Like we're that wired and tired, kind of grindy feeling. So that's stage 2. Now, if we still keep pushing through, right, which we all do, yay coffee, yay any kind of other stimulants we're taking during the day, we're pushing our body past the point that it's willing to go, right? And so that's when we enter stage 3. Stage 3 looks a lot like just this blah, monotone energy, right? No matter we're drinking a pot of coffee across the day, really has no effect. We're drinking Bang energies all through the afternoon. We're taking pre-workouts just to push to get through that CrossFit workout at the end of our really long, arduous work day. This looks a lot like just straight up extreme exhaustion, fatigue. We're really losing a lot of motivation for life at this point. And that's where that negative feedback system of our hormonal system is working at play. So being in such a high, chronically elevated cortisol state causes a lot of damage to our tissues, to our health. Cortisol is supposed to be sort of an acute anti-inflammatory, but chronically high, it's actually causing disease and inflammation and things to start dysregulating. So, people get into this position very, very easily. A lot of type A people, a lot of women who are pursuing careers, who are then becoming moms, who are then just chronically deficient on sleep and self-care. We're dieting, and then we're tacking on a CrossFit class every single day as well. And you can see like all of these hits across the day are just demanding so much of our body that was not meant to be demanded, especially over the long term. So we get into this adrenal fatigue trap. Now, the easiest way to start reversing this, what I would call condition, it's all starting, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that we can put into place, but it really stems from who you are as a person and what you believe to be prioritized in your life and what is believed to be healthy. So for me, being a type A person and always achieving and always trying to prove myself, like, it didn't matter who told me that I needed to rest. I wasn't going to listen because I had this deep internal visceral need to prove myself and be the best at everything, start my own business, be the best at CrossFit, you name it. I just sprinted all out with blinders on, never looking back. So that got me into some serious adrenal fatigue trouble. And it really required me to look at my upbringing and challenge that belief of, hey, I don't need to prove myself. I have lots of lingering issues from my childhood carrying over, dealing with all of those. And now I have this presence and patience around whatever I want to accomplish. It's not so rushed and instant. I'm definitely more aware and tuned into my body, so I can always sense when I'm pushing past that threshold of stress. That's going to keep not only my body healthy, but it's also going to keep my mind and soul and relationships in a healthy place as well. So that's where I would start. Kind of that root cause of why you got into this super extreme burnout in the first place, because a lot of times people repeat this pattern multiple times through their life. They burn out, they kind of recover, and then they go and burn themselves out again and again and again. So until you address that root cause of why are you this person that needs to push and be so hard on yourself all the time and just completely ignore everything around you in your own presence, address that first. And, a lot of the other lifestyle nutrition hacks, they're going to come to you, and they're going to come to you in a way that best suits you, because for the first time you're getting really quiet, you're becoming really aware, and you're listening to what your body needs. So hope that explains adrenal fatigue a little bit and makes it applicable and realistic for you to apply. Reach out if you need any help. We're always here to help. Otherwise, have an awesome day. Bye.